it's Bean and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a tutorial on the eye look that I'm wearing on the Colourpop Yes Please palette. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to get started. This is the Colourpop Yes Please palette. I really love the shades in here. They're all pretty warm toned. I think they're gonna be really cute for fall. The palette kind of reminds me of leaves in the fall. So I am gonna go ahead and get started. And this is just gonna be one of my favorite go-to looks out of this palette. So I am going to start with priming my eyes with the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and then on my lids and then just pat that in. And this will just help set your eyeshadow and keep it on all day, staying really nice and bright. But I'm going to go in using this shade first and just set down that primer. This is just a really light colored bone shade, and I just cover my whole lid all the way up, usually to my brow. Then I'm going to grab this shade right here. It is a lighter brown shade, and I'm going to use that in my crease as my transition. And I'm just using the same brush. This is from the Royal Langnickel Moda Pro set, the BMX 430 crease brush. It's just a big fluffy brush. So I'm just popping that shade in my crease and blending. And I'm just gonna do the whole thing, just kind of blow it out a little bit. Same on the other side. I'm gonna take a clean brush and kind of try to diffuse a little bit of that I got too much. I'm gonna use this shade here next. It is kind of like a burnt orange, burnt brown shade. I'm gonna use the same Moda Pro brush and just dip into that a little bit. And then I'm gonna put that in the crease, but I'm gonna keep it a little bit lower than the other shade, because I don't want that one to be as high up as the other one. I want it to use this one to kind of deepen out my crease. Same on the other side. Actually, I'm just going to wipe off some of that color, and then I'm gonna go back in again with that first shade, second shade technically, the light brown. I'm gonna go back in with that Morphe brush and just add a little bit more up here where it kind of got blended away. And I just put that all in my eyebrow. Cool. And then I'm gonna take another clean blending brush. This one is a Morphe R39, and I'm just going to go over the edges with no product on and just kind of blend that edge out so that it's not harsh. Okay, so as you can see, I've just got those two colors in my crease, and I'm going to go in now with this shade here, this red. It's like a muted kind of rosy red shade. I'm gonna go in with that one, also in my crease. I'm just gonna tap a little bit. I don't want a whole lot of red, and these shadows do have quite a bit of pigment. So I'm gonna go ahead in and just tap that right underneath along my eyelid. And I'm just tapping it. I don't want a ton of it in there. I just want a little bit of red to come through. So I'm just tapping that underneath, and then I'm just gonna grab that burnt orange shade one more time and clean up right there. So now it's kind of got like a gradient sort of effect going on. The next color I'm going to use is this one here. This is a really dark brown kind of maroon shade, and I'm just going to focus that one in my outer corner. I'm going to be using a Morphe M411, and I'm just going to tap in really lightly because I don't want to get a bunch. I want to start with a little bit and build it up. So I'm going to go in on my outer corner and just kind of deepen that a little bit and drag it in toward the center of my eyelid, and just keep most of the color in that corner and not have too much of it go out, because I'm going to diffuse the color again with a blending brush. Same thing on the other side, just on the outer corner. I'm gonna go back in with my clean brush and kind of go over the edges and blend that out. So now it's deep in that crease area just a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with some of that red and put it back in over top. And I am going to take the blending brush one more time and just go over the edges so they're not harsh. The next thing that I'm going to do is take this color here. I love this shade. It's like kind of like a duochrome sort of yellow orange, and I think that it is so pretty. It's really shiny and I think it looks really great on the eyes. I especially think it looks great on people with blue eyes. I really like the yellow orange warm shades. I'm going to use this brush here. It is a Morphe MB10, just a flat packing brush. I'm going to dip into that orange shade and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Fix Plus first because I always spray my shimmers. I think they apply easier and better doing that, and I'm going to focus this all over my lid. And I'm going to keep it in the inner corner in the center. I'm going to leave the outer corner because I'm going to put another shimmer shade on there. So I'm just going to focus this one in the front and the inner corner. Same on the other side. I think this actually is my favorite shade in the palette. I really just love the yellow orange together. I think it's so pretty. And it just reminds me of leaves and the fall and Halloween. And I love Halloween. I don't know what I'm gonna be this year. I actually live somewhere where I can have trick-or-treaters this year, so I kind of want to dress up and hand out candy, but I'm not really sure what I want to be yet. If you have any ideas, drop them down below. I would love some ideas because I am stuck. Usually I have something that just like jumps out to me, and this year that's just not happening, so I need some help, okay? So I've got that on from the inner corner to the center of my lid, and I am going to grab this shade here. This one's kind of a maroon with like a gold shift to it. So on the other side of that flat brush, I'm going to grab that shade. I'm going to spray it with some Fix Plus as well, and I'm going to focus that in the outer corner and just blend it in to the orange. And I'm going to go back in with this fluffy brush to the kind of burnt brown shade and just add a little bit more of that in my crease because a lot of that got lost with the lid shade. And a little bit of the red, just add some of that red back in too. And I'm gonna take that blending brush and just buff the edges. Okay. This palette does have some fallout, but it's nothing too bad. I didn't really get much of it on my face. Most of it was just on the palette. When I put my brush in, there's a little bit of kickback, but I don't mind because the shadows are really pigmented, so it doesn't really bother me at all, and I'd rather have like a little bit of kickback than none. I think it just makes the shadows easier to work with. Next, I'm going to grab this brush here. This is from Elizabeth Mott. This is their blending brush, and I'm going to just grab that bone shade that I used first, just a little bit of it, and put that on my under eye, just a base shade on both sides. And then I'm going to grab this shade here. It is kind of like an orange type of shade. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that and focus that under my eye as well. I'm also gonna grab a little bit of this burnt shade and drop that in under my eye as well, and I'm gonna keep that really close to the lash line. And then I'm gonna take this yellow here. I really like the yellow in this palette. I think it's really bright and pretty. So I'm going to load up a small little brush. This is from Luxie Beauty. This is the 141 mini round brush. I'm just gonna focus that in my inner corner and drag it across. And blend it in with that orange. I'm also going to grab this flat definer brush from Morphe. This is the M432. I'm gonna grab this dark shade here just on the edges, and I'm gonna kind of just stamp that a little bit like a liner, but I'm gonna keep it very, very close to my lash line. And I'm gonna do that on the bottom as well. And I'm just gonna stamp that really close. But I only wanna go about halfway in. I am gonna add a little bit of liner. This is the Beauty for Real Eyeline 24/7 eyeliner. This one is in the shade Black Magic. So I'm just gonna go in and tight line. On my bottom lash line, I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Scandal Eyes Kohl pencil in 003 Nude. Actually, I need to sharpen it or it's gonna scratch me. And then I just take this, put it on my lower lash line. And then I am I'm trying out a new mascara. This one is from the brand Koki. It is the Volume and Length mascara. It is in the shade Black. I've heard really good things about this mascara, so I'm really excited to try it out if I can get it out of the package. So it looks like this. Oh wow, that is a really long wand, but the bristles look pretty soft. It doesn't look like it picks up too much product, which is nice because I don't like it when it does that and it gets super clumpy. I guess it looks pretty good. It's not tons of volume, but it does give you a lot of length. So far, it doesn't seem to clump up really or anything like that. I'm not sure how quickly it'll dry out and end up clumping. I'm not sure. It does lengthen though, definitely. See how it works on bottom lashes. I really like it. I've tried a little bit of Koki stuff so far and I really like their lipsticks. They're the, I think, Kissable ones or something like that. Yeah, they're called Kissable. They look like this. They're the little short ones and they've got the black and white top. Okay, well, that completes the eye look. I really like this palette. It's super affordable. It's only $16. You get 12 shades. I'm pretty sure that all of these are new shades. They don't have in single shadows except for one of them. I think the only one they sell individually is this one here, Note to Self. Yeah, but otherwise all of these shadows are only available in this palette. Unfortunately, I just looked and they are out of stock on the website, but their website does say restocking, so hopefully this one will be back in stock soon. It's the Yes Please palette from Colourpop. Colourpop also recently came out with this palette, which is the I Think I Love You palette. It has some fall shades in it as well. It has a lot of shimmers, a few mattes, and I believe this one is $16 as well. So check that one out. I'm going to be posting a tutorial on this one soon, so keep a lookout for that. But yeah, I love this palette, and if you aren't familiar with Colourpop, you should totally check them out. If you are, you know how good their shadows are. But yeah, I think for $16, it's a really great palette. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I'll show you guys one of my Morphe MB eyeliner. This was it. Man.